Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Mark Parham podcast. You can follow me on Spotify or wherever you listen to podcasts, and it should pop up. So, I'm online a lot. And, one of the amazing things that I always see is how much people love avocados. Like, people will make a whole video on YouTube about avocados. And even when you look at folks when they sit up and make videos about their morning routine, you'll see them, you know, make some, you'll see them sit up and put avocados on toast, or you'll see them sit up and talk about avocados and, why they like avocados. It's just amazing. Like, it's almost like one of these things where, I've never had an avocado, but it almost makes me want to try one. Like, people sit up and you look at video after video, people are eating it for health, they're talking about it. And so it's something where, like I say, it's amazing to me. Maybe it's a trend or something, but are avocados that good? And also, like, you know, when did you start eating avocados? Like, it looks like, people, I guess, saw other people eat avocados and now they're eating avocados because, like I say, 20 years ago, I don't remember people like being online talking about avocados and stuff like that. Like, maybe you had a few folks, but now it's something where everyone that makes a video about, breakfast or their morning routine, you always see them sit up and, have an avocado that they're putting on toast, or just, it's just amazing to me. And so, I wonder, do avocados taste that good? Like, it almost reminds me of back in the day, like when you see certain foods and certain things people do in the morning that become trends. Like, now all of a sudden everybody's doing yoga and Pilates and all this other stuff. And so is avocados, have they gotten popular because of people on social media, or do you think that, it's just something that tastes so good that folks, recommend it to each other? But like I said, maybe I need to try avocados. And then also, where do you buy avocados at? Like, do you, like, what stores have the best avocados? Because I know that, some stores probably have avocados that taste better than, you know, some others, but not taste better, but I know there's probably some stores that actually have a better quality of avocado than other stores. That's what I'm trying to say. So, you know, where do you buy good avocados? And then when you do buy avocados, like, what are some recipes that you like? Like, do you like to put it on your toast? Like, just give me some suggestions, because maybe it's something I have to try. Like, I know that, you know, from what I've been looking at, there's big health benefits with, people eating avocados, and a lot of folks in fitness like it for health benefits and things like that. But, I'm just very interested to try one. And that's all I have to say. And then also, getting off the subject of avocados, um, I would say to anybody listening to this right now, you guys have to check out some music from Fiona Apple. And the reason why I say that is because Fiona Apple, I've been listening to, her music over the years, and I might be wrong, but I don't remember hearing one bad Fiona Apple album or song in my life. Like, she's somebody where, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, but she has a flawless, what do they call it, discography. I've listened to basically a lot of her albums. I can't find one bad song. And in my opinion, somebody like Fiona Apple's very underrated. Like, how you have a lot of stars where they make one good album and everybody acts like they're the greatest thing since sliced bread. Fiona Apple, to me, is one of the greatest singers, songwriters in history. I mean, she's up there, in my opinion, with the best. And I think that a lot of folks in maybe this newer generation haven't heard of her, but I would tell anybody listening to this, like, pick up an album. I don't like pick up a random Fiona Apple album and you won't be like disappointed. Because when I was listening to Fiona Apple, I got to the point, I said, okay, let me pick a random album. Let me pick an album that I've never heard of, that I didn't know she came out with. Let me just pick a random album. And it was to the point where I was listening to Fiona Apple songs for almost like 3 hours. Like, you can pick her albums out and just start listening. And all of the songs on those albums, from song one to song whatever, are just amazing. Like, she's somebody with a great voice. She has great songwriting skills. She's a complete artist, and not too many people are complete artists like that. Like, sometimes you have a artist where they're a good singer but they can't write songs, or you have some folks that are a good songwriter but they can't, sit up and do other things. She's somebody that is the complete package, and I think she's very underrated. Like, she's very, in my opinion, like, you see all these artists get all of this praise nowadays, where it's like they have one hit on YouTube and they're the greatest thing out there. But it's just like, if you want to talk about somebody who's the complete package, can sing, can write, perform, Fiona Apple is up there with the greats. Like, in my opinion, I put her up there with people like Janis Joplin. I put her up there with people like Alicia Keys. I mean, people can say what they want, but listen to her music. To me, it's undisputable. And a lot of artists have songs and albums where you like maybe 10 tracks and then you skip the rest. You can put her stuff on and just put it on, in your CD player, or you can go to Spotify and listen to her albums. You don't even have to skip anything. Like, you can literally start cleaning your house, turn some Fiona Apple on, and you don't even have to skip any tracks or anything. And so, if you're listening to this, check out Fiona Apple. Go to YouTube, go to Spotify, and just listen to her albums. Not just the hit songs, but say to yourself, like, you know what, I'm going to listen to a random album, and you won't be disappointed. Like, she, to me, is so underrated. And I know she doesn't always, put herself out in the media all the time and do interviews and stuff like a lot of these artists. Like, now artists are always on Instagram and sitting up and always on the, out on TV and doing interviews and stuff. She doesn't do all that stuff, but it's just like, I think that she's had such an impact, and it's a shame that more people don't know about her. And so I would just, like I say, I know I'm rambling, but if you hear this, go online and just type in Fiona Apple and listen to some of her music, and it might inspire you. But she is definitely one of the greatest singers, songwriters in history.